I got a parcel yesterday, and considering I already did a live yesterday, I didn't jump on and do another one. I thought I'd leave it for today. I was going to get my chair out of the way because I think I'll be standing up for a fair bit of this video. I got my new trimmer. So this is the old one that I have in front of me, and I am zoomed in completely, so you probably... zoomed out completely, sorry. It's probably going to be a bit tricky to get it all in. But this is the new one. So I'm just going to zoom through. Hi, Tanya. So you can see, I wish I could get, I wonder if I can get my thingy up higher. Bear with me 2 seconds. I'm just going to see if I can, oh, no, I'm not going to be able to. Oh, now I'm ruining everything. I'm just going to leave it. I'm just ruining everything. So I'm just going to leave it. Okay, so the shape of this one, which is the old one, has got a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a curve going on. So the new one is rather square. Now, the first thing that I noticed straight away is that the new one is so much lighter than the old one. Hey, Deb. So that's the first difference that you can feel. So let's start with the back side and we will work our way through. So the old one has got a storage and the new one does not. But the new one has a little hole here. So if you have a pegboard or a hook or anything, you can actually hang this one up and have it out of your way that way. The arm, the pull-out arm, has a little stand here. Whereas the pull-out arm on this one, it's tucked right in. So, oh, let me get that one out. So that one doesn't have a little foot stand, but it does have the little, what do you call them? Just the little stoppers, the little rubber feet on them. So you'll find that the arm is, the reason why this one's got a foot on it is because this one is actually sits down, whereas the other arm sits flush with the rest of that, if you get what I mean. Get what I mean? Does that make sense? Okay, so they've both got the rubber feet, and that looks like it's about it. The mechanism for the swing out arm is a little bit different as well. Turning over, we can see now that on this one, we've got our inches and we've got our centimeters. We also have our inches and our centimeters on this one. So that's really good. The facial side of it, look, I haven't even taken off the film of my original one either. And this one also has a film on it, like one of those plastic strip protective things. So we'll see that we've gone from 1 centimeter squares on this one. And this one is in inches by 1/4 inches. So there's a lot more of the lines to line up on, and we also have another ruler guide in the middle of our trimmer. Okay, now the other thing is the swing out arm. This one has a locking swing out so that you have to unlock it and lock it, so it's quite floppy, whereas this one does not have a locker and it actually clips in, so you can hear it just clicking in and out itself. This one has inches along the side here that line up with, as long as you don't wriggle it around, just that will line up with the inches along here. This one actually has centimeters. So there's a little bit of a difference, depending on what you're used to working in. The blades. Okay, so the blades for this one, they go out of the way right to the bottom and the top, and the same on this one. They push right up to the top. You'll notice that the blade themselves are a little bit bigger, and I think they're a bit easier to hang on to because they've got a protruding, like a little handle thing going on it. So they are actually a little bit easier to grip rather than having it like this. You've got a little bit extra to grip. Let's pull one out and have a look. So you have to pull it to the bottom and pull that out down there. So one's a scorer, one's a, and this one they're around the other way. So the scoring blade is at the bottom and the scoring blade is actually round. Okay, there's a tiny little I thought it was a boo-boo to start with. There's I don't know whether you can see it, there's a tiny little indent there, and that's how you get your blades out. So the actual blade, this one is massive. Let's see if I can show you. So that is the blade on the new one. This is the blade on the old one. Okay, so I'll see if I can somehow get them to come up together so you can see the size. You can see the size of the blades. Just trying to, it's a bit tricky, isn't it? So it is huge compared to the old one. It is massive, and it looks like it's got a really good bevel on, like, cut on it as well. It is massive. So I'll just pop that back in if I can. So that just goes, try and get that so that it just slots into that little groove there. Okay, and the just trying to get it into my screen, and so that is actually a round rather than just looking like a dull blunt blade. So that one is actually round, so it probably scores a lot nicer as well. Okay, now the next bit, I just pop my other blade back in, which is actually a little bit harder to, I'm having trouble getting my other blade back in now. There we go. Now the arm is the next thing, so I'm going to pull that one out, and you'll notice that there's a bit of a gap here with the old blade, with the old trimmer. So it was always a bit tricky if you were, you know, if you were trying to get between 15 and 18 centimeters. It was always tricky to work out where your thing is. I am not speaking good English this morning. Okay, let's pull the blade out of this, the arm out of this one, which is actually nice and strong. And this goes all the way across, and it actually has, I'll try and get the light on that, you can actually see it's got the 16 centimeter mark on there as well. So you've got markings all the way along. So, you know, if you wanted to get between any of those, you've got it. So I'll just bring them both up together. It's very tricky, it's quite big for the screen. So you can see the difference with that. As for cutting, let's get, whoops, don't break my arm off with this one. Now, the thing that I have always found is that, like I did yesterday, I needed to cut a sliver off. So I cut that one off. With a guillotine one, I can get super, super fine. So let's just see how super fine I can get. Oh, and the other thing is that this does not have a mat that comes out. This one, the guide, the mat comes out, the cutting guide, that one comes out, and I know that some, you know, used to just fall out sometimes, whereas this one does not have a mat that comes out. The track does not come out, so that's another good thing. And there's several lineups here that you can line up various cards against. So let's try and see if we can cut a real sliver. Okay, so we'll put that down. Oh, it must have fallen out. Okay. So let's see how thin we can get. Okay, so that's not too bad. Let's try a really, really, really thin one. It's just a matter of being able to get it to grip. So, and it's cutting really nicely and smoothly. Look, getting finer. So that's pretty good. Normally I can't get that close with a trimmer. Okay, let's really, really try. Wow, check that out. I'm getting smaller and smaller. So that's pretty good. And it's nice and smooth. It runs through really smoothly. You know, it's got a nice cut edge on it. So that is, I don't think there's any other differences that I can spot. If you've got any questions, let me know. I might be able to answer them comparing the two, but it is a lot lighter. I think it's, oh, that's the other thing. I did remember something else. This one goes up to about 36 centimeters easily, whereas this one goes up to 43.5. So it's got a longer arm on it as well. So, but I think that's pretty much the differences. So if anyone has any questions, let me know and I can answer them. If not, that is the look between the two. So I think I'll be using this one a whole lot more than what I used to use this one, because it's a lot smoother and I can get a lot finer with my cuts. Okay, well, cut through 2 pieces of cardstock at once. Let's have a crack. I've got a pile of cardstock over here. Let's have a look. Boom, there we go. Ta-da! Easy. Very easy. Oh, look at that. Yep, cut through 2, no worries. And they're actually a nice cut as well. So they've got a nice edge to them. So there you go, yes. I can cut through 2 pieces of cardstock at once. Woo! Oh, and the other great thing is that in Australia, it's only $44. So I think that's a pretty reasonable price for a trimmer. And hopefully in Australia, we will get it before the end of the year. Hopefully we'll get it before, it'd be nice to be able to give them away as Christmas presents. $44 isn't too bad a price for a Christmas gift, I think, for a family member or a friend, a really good friend. And yeah, so hopefully we'll get them before then. I will let you all know when it's available, but hopefully it won't be too much longer. Thanks for watching me, and we'll catch you again later. Bye.